Hi, everybody. My name is Roberta Little, your certified activity professional who believes that living in a nursing home should be classy, creative, and a little bit hilarious. Welcome to my channel. If you want to see your seniors shine, laugh, or you just need a little bit of idea of what's going on in the activity world, you're in the right place. Once again, I'm targeting my new activity professionals and the ones that's been in this game for a long time for some input. So, what I want to do first is talk about QAPI. QAPI is kind of like an update of what you did last month or 3 months prior to the current month that you're in. So, if you had to have a QAPI done for, let's say, January, you would say something like you do a rundown of all the activities that you've done or the most highlighted ones. We did a New Year's party. You can do the New Year's party. Our residents enjoy celebrating New Year's. We had food, we had music, some families did attend. Also in January, we celebrated Dr. King's birthday. And some of the residents did a little quote, a speech on Dr. King's uh, legacy and some of the things that he have said in the past. So it's a lot of different things that went on in January that we celebrated, or you may have celebrated in January, and you talk about that as part of your QAPI. Some of it is a little more detailed. It depends on your facility and what they really requires. But basically, it's a rundown on what you did from last month. Now, if they ask for the quarterly, it's the last 3 months. You combine them all together. For instance, let's just say, well, we're in March now, so let's just say February. You can do from, let's see, go back to February, January, December. So December, we celebrated Christmas. We had a Christmas party for the residents. They really enjoyed it. We had food, we had music, and we exchanged gifts. We had Santa Claus to come up to visit our facility. They gave gifts out to the residents. They really did enjoy that. As part of the highlight of December. And like I said, with January, we did a New Year's party, and residents gathered together. We had music. We did a little dancing. We had foods there. They had on hats. Residents really engaged. They really enjoyed that. February, one of the highlights was Valentine's Day. We had a Valentine's party. We had balloons up. We gave out candy. Once again, we had music. They enjoyed that. We asked residents to wear red if they wanted to. We had some of the staff to wear red. So that's like the last 3 months of what we did in activities. That's QAPI. Kind of a rundown of what you did in QAPI. Now, like I said, depending on your facility, what kind of information they really want, probably how many people participated. Was it more that participated this month than it was before? That kind of thing. But it's just a summary, basically. Like I said, I want to keep it simple and get you to understand. It's just a summary of what you did for QAPI. And when you turn in that report, keep a copy of it, because when you do a QAPI, sometimes you do monthly, you keep your monthly, and then when they ask for the quarterly, which is the last 3 months, and you have your 3 months, you just kind of combine this together, tell them what you did within them 3 months, tell them how the residents reacted, did they enjoy it, that family members participate, that staff participate more. Also, you can include in February, you can do, say you did a little Black History Month on somebody individual that you want to choose, or you did a tribute for Black History Month. So a lot went on in them 3 months. You give that report and keep it in your files, and that's something that you can report on. Like I said, just want to make it simple. Don't want to overdo it. Just see how your facility wants you to give that report, okay? So let's do a little fun stuff. Say we're going to do biscuits. What I would do, I got a lot of these aprons. Got a few of them, about 10 of them. And we put it on. Now, I have had some hats, I still got some, that, I would use. Give it to each of the residents, let them put on an apron. Get your dough together, your dough. Remember we talked about that. Put the flour together. Be prepared. Do it a little bit ahead of time so you don't have all the, the flour can get kind of messy. So we're doing an activity. Don't forget, this is an activity. Just imagine you with several other residents got their little hats on, got their apron on. You have on the apron too. You patting up the dough, okay? Just each of them give them one of this. However you want to do it. That's how I would do it. You got your little flour there. The flour here helps it from being so sticky. You can keep patting it and patting it. You have this rolling pin. I know y'all know what a rolling pin is. But the reason why I'm not going to use a rolling pin, because I would do little cups. And I would mash it down. You know how you roll it? Roll it. Let me see if I can get it right for you. Roll it, get it mashed up. Roll it some more, get it mashed up. Dip a little flour in it because it gets sticky. See what I'm saying? Let me set it up for you. Just mash it down in there. Now, somebody said get a cookie cutter. Okay, you can get a cookie cutter, but we having fun. Each of the residents has a cup. You take that cup, mash it down. You take that cup, put it in there, wiggle it, bring it out, and you make it's round, okay? It's round. Like I said, some of y'all might want to put it in the oven. Y'all might have an oven at work. I will just have some aside. And we'll just eat that for a snack. But for the most part, you're engaging. You're engaging in the activity. Don't overthink it. Have this prepared. Have a piece of dough. Give everybody a little bit. Pat it down. Okay? Pat it down. Part of reminiscing. They're going to start talking about the biscuits, how they did it, what you can put in it, all these ingredients, all this stuff. That is a part of reminiscing. So you can say, you celebrated, it was National Flower Month. You can call it kitchen duty, kitchen class, name it whatever you want. Celebrating flour though. So this is one of the things that's known. What flour makes is biscuits, the old-fashioned way. My mom used to make the best biscuits. I cannot do it that way. I tried and it comes out crazy. But it is a good conversation, reminiscing. You talk about it while you making it up. Talk about it. Have music on if you want to, soft music, classical music. You can also, maybe if you want to, you have something to drink, but you will be talking about it. You will be reminiscing about it, and that is part of the reminiscing. So you have your cooking class, and then you also have your reminiscing. All this is going on in one during the conversation. Music going, Some people might just sit there and listen to music. It's part of music therapy. You're doing 3 things. That's why you can line it up like that. Cooking class, reminiscing, music therapy. That's 3. 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11. Because it's not going to take long to do it, but from the conversations and the way you passing it to everybody and everybody talking and, how they used to do it. And you might learn something, from the residents. Now, like I said, I wouldn't if you want to get a cookie cutter, you can. And if you want to take that big rolling thing and roll, that's fine. But everybody is different. Like I said, I would have my dough. I would pass everybody out one of these, something to roll it up, pat it out. Take this right here, make your little circle, and be done with it. Bake it if you want to. You have access to a oven at your job. fine. I like I said, I prefer to just have biscuits on the side. That's how I do it, and that's how I will continue to do it. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody had their aprons on it. It looks good. It really does. Um. Also, this month is History and Women Month. I would like to talk about that. Um, talk about women in history. We have several women in history that have done some amazing things. Some that I admire, look up to, some that you may, and some, if you ask some of the residents, they may have somebody that they look up to and they remember. Just to name a few. Now you can go all the way back to um, Mary in the Bible. You can go to Mother Teresa. Some people may think of, I would say something like Maya Angelou. You have some women that's in history of music, country music. You have your Dolly Parton. These are women in history that have made history. Think about that. Let's think about doing something like that for this month. I'll be back with you on that one. So in the meantime, this is just a little example of what you can do, a little simple activity, with the flour, have your group together, make it fun, get some music going, have your little cups, whatever kind of cup, the clear cups, like get the little clear cup, not the foam, it's not going to work with the rolling. Get your little clear cups and roll it for everybody and let them make their little holes in it, have them pat it and stuff. That is a quick and simple activity. Have your dough, if you want to, have your dough, already prepared for yourself. Don't, you want to wait till that actually activity. Do you like the little messiness thing? That's what you do. Whatever works in your facility, whatever works for you. Like I said, don't overthink it. We're going to do this together, okay? So let's think about the women in history. Next time I come back, I'm going to come up with a couple of women that I would celebrate. It's a whole lot of them. I don't even know where to begin. But I'm going to come up with a list of ones that I would celebrate and talk about and find out the history of them, how they got started and what they did, and how did they make it, to be famous. It's always a story behind everybody who made it famous. Now we went over Kwapi. That was the most, the document part that you're gonna need. That can't always be fun, but that's what you're gonna need. So when they talk about, Kwapi and ask you for the report for last month's, gather your information, do a summary of your activities that you did for that month that they are asking for. If it's a quarterly, then they want the last 3 months. Do a summary on what you did in the last 3 months in your activity program. Also, when you do a room visit, especially to the ones that's alert, once again, we have a council meeting, which everybody has. It's a state requirement. And the ones that's very alert went to their rooms, had a conversation with them, told them what we went over in the council meeting, let them know what's going on this month as part of my room visit. As I hand out my calendars, just let them know what we got going on, something you might like to attend to. I'm going to leave you with this calendar. We had our meeting and this is what happened. This is the meal we choose. Just want to keep you updated on what we did and what's going on. Don't forget, the ones that's alert and oriented, that's in their rooms all the time, when you do that, document that. I visit Miss X today. Gave her an update on a council meeting that we had on such and such a date. Make sure you document that. Make sure you document that you visit her, or you visit him, and you let them know what's going on. You visit him, you visit her, and I went over the monthly calendar with her. I went over the monthly calendar with him just to let him know what's going on, and he is invited to come to some of these activities. This is part of some of your room visit, okay? All right, so next time I come on, we'll try to think about some women in history. You know, this month is March, is Women in History, okay? So I'm going to kind of give you an idea of what you can do as an activity for that particular topic, okay? And until then, I want you to stay blessed. My name is Roberta Little, and you just wait for my next video. Have a nice day.